A Red Dawn scenario is something that we talk about a lot in the prepper community, but I'm here to tell you we're actually already in it. It's just not going the way we thought it would. Recently, the ATF was caught illegally copying dealer records at an FFL named Black Metal Firearms, where they were photographing their acquisitions and dispositions logbook, which gives you all the same information that you fill out on a Form 4473 when you purchase a firearm, aka name, address, serial number, weapon make and model, all the things you would need to make a de facto gun registry, which the ATF is specifically prohibited from being able to do. And yet it seems like every week we get more evidence that they have such a list already. Now, why is this like Red Dawn? Well, it's interesting because if a government wanted to prepare to maybe disarm a population or squash a resistance, what is it you think they would do?
Да, идите в спортивния и работите виките и принесите ми государствения форма 4473. Жълтоя авето е картотекие, ли имею полкоя описания о руш.
Now, if you're concerned with any of the symbolism right here on the workbench, and you know about the chair being in the corner, then hit the subscribe button below, because these are the conversations we need to be having right now, and we have existential threats coming at us from all directions at this point in time, and sometimes those threats are domestic. Now, the ATF is also making unannounced visits at people's homes, trying to get information about serial numbers of firearms they supposedly bought, and to see if they are actually within the home and verifying whether or not that's the person who actually purchased them, aka they're investigating straw purchases. But this is not necessary action, and this is usually stuff that only happens when there's evidence of a crime, which from what we are being told, there is not necessarily. So why are these things happening? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with our own government right now, and one thing you can definitely keep an eye on is HR 1808, which is the old assault weapons ban. And what I will tell you about that is that it's interesting that all this activity is happening right now. While everybody is doing their best to try to disarm us, while conflict is sprouting up all around the world, and while those who are in power know we're headed towards things like hyperinflation and extreme desperation throughout the country, and I think they're starting to get concerned about what the people might do when things really start to crash and burn. Now, this HR 1808 has some interesting things behind it, but a lot of the talking points are extremely wrong, because one of the things they keep putting out there is that this is going to stop mass shootings and things of that nature. However, mass shootings are only about less than 3% of all shooting crimes throughout the United States, and out of that 3%, only 25% of those involve a rifle. So there's a lot of misdirection and a lot of interesting things happening with their bureaucratic arm of the ATF when it comes to your firearms rights and your personal privacy. And here in the prepper community, we're concerned about a lot of things: self-defense, OPSEC, and our ability to maintain our Second Amendment rights. And all those things are being targeted right now. So when you think about Red Dawn, and you think about why they would want to get all those Form 4473s, why they would want to have a de facto gun registry, and why they would need to make sure that if any resistance did exist, that they're aware of who it might consist of and how they could squash it, well, all of that starts to make sense now, doesn't it? So I wanted you to be aware of this because I think we need to start paying a little bit more attention to it. Without anything else to say about it, that's going to be it for Magic Prepper.